What is happening, everyone? Brian Mello here again over at Marty's Chevrolet, and today we're going to take a look at this 2021 Chevy Suburban LT in satin steel metallic paint. Now, as with most of my videos, we're going to do a quick walk around the outside of this thing, show you some of the features there. After that's done, we'll jump inside and show you what goes on inside as well. So let's kick this thing right off. You can see right here we've got our key fob, you've got our lock, your unlock, remote start, lift and lower the lift gate, and your panic button. Really quickly, I'm going to fire this thing up using the remote start. First thing you're going to notice, you're going to see those LED day running lights flickering. They're not actually flickering, it's just the way the camera picks them up. LED lights actually flicker at a really high rate of speed that the human eye doesn't see. However, things like this camera here picks that up. So that's what you're seeing there. I'm going to shut that down. Now, you do have LED headlights, and we'll show you those at the end. I'll pop those on. You've got your LED day running light. You've got that chrome grille, satin steel metallic matched front bumper. You can see you've also got the vent in the front bumper, just similar to the Silverados. So aerodynamics, the wind actually hits right here, goes straight out through that vent, gives you a little bit better fuel economy. Down here, you've got your front parking sensor. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, at least hopefully you can. And then underneath the Chevy bow tie, you can see the front camera system. And I'll show you once we jump inside how that whole system works. As we go around the side of the Suburban, you can see we've got 20-inch wheels. Those are 275/60 Continental tires, so really high quality tire there. It's going to give you a nice quiet ride and should give you plenty of confidence in any weather condition, especially if you're like me here in New England. You can see we've got the Suburban badging low on the door. You've got your side mirrors with integrated turn signals. Once again, another camera for the HD surround vision camera system that we'll go over in just a second. Now, if you're watching this on PC, I am shooting this in 4K, so you can pause the video right now and you should be able to look at everything on this window sticker. However, I am going to highlight just a couple of quick things. You can see right here, total vehicle price is $66,350. Highway MPG is 19, city is 15, combined is 17. Once again, if you want to pause this thing so you can take a look at the window sticker, feel free to do so. Now, you do have the 5.3-liter V8 under the hood and the new 10-speed automatic transmission. I got to tell you, I'm a huge fan of that new 10-speed. I wish my truck had it, hopefully when I upgrade. Stepping back, give you a nice side profile of the Suburban. You can see this thing is a beast, and I love that satin steel paint job. You can see you've got your side steps. You've got chrome around the windows. You do have keyless entry, so as long as you have this key fob in your hand, you can see you have these buttons right here on the door handle. Just have the key fob on you, hit that button, it's going to let you into the vehicle. Let's go around the back. Obviously, the rear of this thing has been completely redesigned for 2021. You can see you've got new taillight design. You can see, in fact, we might have just the Yukon. So you can see that's the pretty similar. So you can see the back, that's the previous gen Yukon. You can see, obviously, quite a bit has changed going into 2021. You can see we'll start down low. You can see you've got your trailer tow packages all set up, and it is hidden away underneath that cover. They kept the bottom of the bumper black, which I think helps blend that in nicely. You can see you do have your rear parking sensors, 1, 2, 3, 4. Rear backup camera. And your LED third brake light is right here. And your wiper is tucked, hidden away underneath, which is nice. Doesn't get all stuck with like ice and things like that in the winter months. I'm going to use the key fob, and I'm just going to open this thing up. As far as storage space goes, this has plenty of it. I'm going to see if I can climb in here and hold the camera. I'm just going to grab these floor mats out of the way and show you. So here's all the space you get with the third row folded down. Obviously, a metric ton of space. So if you need to throw like a dog crate in here or a bunch of luggage, or maybe you're bringing a bunch of people to the airport, whatever the case may be, you have plenty of room here. And if you want, you can see these controls will actually lift your seats right up. So I'm going to grab the other one. Nice and easy. And I'm just using these controls right here. You can also drop the second row. However, you can't bring the second row back up. So you do If you fold them flat from back here, you'll have to go up front to fold them back up. You also have a full AC outlet. This thing's great, especially if you're doing like maybe a kid's sports game or you're tailgating or whatever the case may be. It's great to have an outlet back here. You've also got the tie-down hooks, so if you have any expensive cargo and you want to put the mesh netting and cover up whatever you have, you can do that as well. I'm just going to hit this button here really quickly, and that will drop the lift gate. Of course, you can use the key fob as well. I'm going to give you a nice corner profile of it. What a beautiful SUV. If you didn't get a chance to see the Suburban RST video that I shot, I did do an RST video. There should be a little link will come up right here on the screen if you want to take a peek at that. I know the RST is kind of a fan favorite. Step back, you can see you've got your black interior. You've got the wood grain trim with aluminum surround. Looks really, really good. Brings that nice premium feel to the Suburban. You can see you've got the Chevrolet door sill. Now floor mats, keep in mind the floor mats haven't been on here. This is just you see some packing dust from when this thing was built. Get a little bit of fuzz. Get your rear captain's chairs. Of course, those fold down. And this one does have the big panoramic roof, so we'll be able to take a look at that once we jump up front. You do have the captain's chairs back here are heated. You've also got your climate control system, and you've got 2 USB-C ports, and then down low you can see you've got a full AC outlet, so that's nice and convenient to have. You do have the pockets on the back of both seats, you know, to store junk, because that's probably what kids will end up doing. Okay, so there's your rear cabin. And now let's hop up front and show you what you're probably most interested in seeing. Now, I will let you know, I usually go through this kind of quickly. Let me just back myself up. You can see a Chevy Mylink system powering on. All right, and key fob, I'm just gonna put that in the cup holder. It is a push to start. Maybe you can see the push button, maybe you can't, but it's right here behind the wheel. All right, as I said, I'm going to go through this kind of quickly. If you have any questions, concerns, comments at the end, please don't hesitate. Leave a comment down below, and I'll be happy to answer any of the questions that you may have. So starting on the left side, we've got our memory seat buttons. We've got our power windows, power mirrors, power door locks. And I always let everybody know that you do have power folding mirrors. If you're going to park this thing somewhere, you know, these mirrors are expensive. You got integrated cameras in them and your integrated marker signals. So, you know, if you're going to be in the city, take the extra step and fold those mirrors and you don't want to lose one. On your dash, you've got your power parking brake, also known as like an e-brake, you know, the old one that you used to have to yank it up in the middle. Lane departure warning, traction control on or off, parking sensors on or off. This is your auto start and stop on or off. So like when you come up to a red light and you stop and the vehicle automatically shuts down, if you're not a fan of that like I am, you can disable that by using this button right here. This button turns on or turns off your in-vehicle power outlets. So like the AC outlet that was all the way in the back and the one that's up front, as well as the one in the second row, you can turn those on or off here. This little slot that everybody always asks about, this is actually for either a parking badge or a toll badge, or if you're anything like me in New England, a lot of people put their prepaid Dunkin' Donuts cards here so that they don't lose them. They don't have to fumble around for them. Just pull the card out, hand it to the drive-through person, throw it back in, and your card's safe and sound right here. This is also used, the original intention for this was for parking badges, for like if you have a job where you pull in and you need a parking pass, you can just leave the parking pass here. Underneath here is your four-wheel drive controls and your mode selector. Got our headlight controls. This right here controls the brightness of the gauge cluster, and then your trailer brake controller as well. Hopping up to the steering wheel, we've got our heated steering wheel, forward collision alert, cruise control, and on the right side, we've got our Bluetooth hands-free controls. And then let me just switch hands here. This control will go through kind of all like the different information right here in the vehicle. You can see I'm scrolling through left or right. And then if I go into like info, I can go through everything here, fuel range, oil life. It'll tell me brake pad life, all kinds of things here. You can also adjust these pages to whatever you want. You can select, you can go into settings and change the layout if you want. You can use your phone here. You can see I'm still in demo mode, but you get the idea. Your navigation, audio. Most people, though, you leave it on home. You want to see how fast you're going. You can see we've only got 4 miles on the odometer on this thing. Behind the steering wheel is your volume controls. So if you put your hand right here, my 2 fingers are sitting right on the volume up and volume down. So good placement there. Our Chevy Mylink system. We've got a 10.2-inch display, full color, of course. We've got AM, FM, XM satellite radio. We've got Apple CarPlay. We've got Android Auto. We've got 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspot built in. You can see you've got your camera systems. You can actually go in without going into reverse. You can see we've got a above view here, and then we're looking in front of us here. And that little yellow dot will correspond. So you see if I touch it again, now I'm looking at the back, and it's showing the back of the vehicle. We've got our curb hunter cameras, as I like to call them. So if you're pulling this thing up close to a curb, you don't have to curb your beautiful 20-inch wheels. We've got our trailer hitch cam. You've got the see-through trailer cam if you want to utilize that, if you have a trailer that you're going to be pulling. So really, really great camera system, very intuitive. You shouldn't be crashing this thing into anything. You can see literally 360 degrees around you, hence, 360-degree HD surround vision camera system. You can adjust your climate controls and everything now through the touchscreen. Me personally, I still am old school and I use the analog controls below. Excuse me. But if you're a fan of that, you can do so. You can also log into your My Chevy account. You can go into the applications. Tons of really great stuff you can do through this system. It's very, very intuitive. It's very easy to use. I'll show you the last thing. I'll just jump into, actually, you know what? I can't because I have my phone hooked up to it. I was going to say I'll show you the Apple CarPlay, but I'm using my phone, so that's not going to work. Apple CarPlay, you can actually hook up completely wirelessly now. If you look down here, this is a wireless charging dock. So you can actually just sit your phone down here. It's going to charge for you. And while it's charging, it's going to connect wirelessly to the Chevy Mylink system, which is really, really nice. The less wires, the better. So definitely something to try when you take one of these for a test drive. Just drop your phone in here, let it pair up, check it out. Make sure you utilize the entire system to its capacity so you know what you're paying for. Very important. Climate control systems down here. Obviously, your audio controls up here. I skipped that. You can see digital. If you hit sync, it will sync with the other side. Rear climate control settings, just have to tap this button to toggle that on. You do have heated seats, and you can see below here we have a USB-C, a USB port, and then we have your, your standard power outlet that you're used to seeing in every vehicle. Cup holders right here. You can see I just have the key in there, and this little insert pulls out, which is nice because these get gross. Like my coffee's always, they give you the coffee, it's overflowing. You put it in here, it's leaking into this, so you can actually pull this whole insert out and clean that, which not a lot of people talk about that, but it's really, really nice to have. Big center console. Inside, we've got a nice little container here to keep organized. You've also got another USB port, a USB-C, an SD card slot, so plenty of places to plug in. GM obviously figured out that people want to plug everything in, and there is no shortage there. This is also channeled, if you didn't notice, so if you're running any cables out of the console, you can do that without smashing them and crushing the cables and kind of ruining them. One more thing I'll point out, because I did skip over it, is this little compartment right here. You do have your hazard lights here, but right here is a small felt container, and what this is for is you can put glasses in there and they're not going to get all scratched up. We first got one of these, I wasn't sure what it was, and did a video, and I'm like, I don't know what the heck this thing is for, and then someone actually had commented, it's for sunglasses, that's why they did the felt line, and normally, the sunglasses holder was up here and that's gone, so that's definitely what that is for. You have up top, now that we're here, you have programmable garage door openers. You can fold the seats from right here, and there's a big power panoramic roof, which I'm a huge fan of. OnStar buttons have been moved from the mirror to up top. And of course you do have some LED, we got some packaging here. You'd be amazed at how wrapped up these things come when they show up. One more thing, just on the dash, I know it's a little tough to see because of the lighting, but you do have that wood grain trim with aluminum surround, and that goes on the door as well. So wood grain aluminum surround. It's a really, really nice look. You've got the black leather interior with the gray stitching. Headrest, if you need to lift that, you can just hit this button. That'll slide your headrest up. And that, my friends, is kind of the quick rundown. I'm going to flip the headlights on and hop out so you can see. This does have the Bose audio system too, if I didn't mention that. Lots of changes to 2021. I'm sure I didn't mention either. It does have the independent rear suspension now. So much, much softer ride, better handling, better performance all the way around. That 10-speed transmission's incredible. As always, I thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. It helps me a ton. Please consider liking, following, subscribing, leaving a comment. It really does help me out. And yeah, hopefully you all had a great Thanksgiving. Enjoying your Black Friday. Do some shopping. Go buy yourself a new truck. And I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. I appreciate all of you. Have a great day. I'm out of here.